Hey guys, William here with Patriot Containers, the cargo container whistleblower. I expose the bad companies getting away with criminal sales and showing you all the warning signs so you see it. And consider yourself lucky if you've already bought a container. Or I'm sorry, if you haven't bought a container and you're watching my videos, I'm going to give you all the tricks, all the tools, and educate you throughout many videos over the years. I've been selling containers for 13 years. I used to work for bad companies that I'm exposing on my YouTube channel. And I've been a cargo container seller with my own business with no employees for 11 years. And I am sick and tired of these crappy companies ripping you guys off and with lies and not being transparent about what they're selling you and then what they're delivering you and how long it takes to get there, and their cancellation fees, their restocking fees, all their bullshit lifetime warranties, 25-year warranties. If you don't like your container in 30, 60, 90 days, you can get a full refund. Well, these types of companies have terms and conditions on their website that protects them from all the shenanigans that will happen to you if you trust them. And so if you're finding my videos and you've already bought from these companies, I am so sorry. It sucks. I'm the only one on YouTube making these videos of exposing these companies and whistleblowing with what they're doing to you guys. And I'm sick and tired of it. I think it's horrible. You should be able to call somebody or go to a company and the right product arrives on the right day and you don't feel misled and you're happy with your purchase. You should not purchase from companies that are going to deliver you a lie and then a horrible container with damage or holes and excessive amounts of rust. And then that container took 1 to 3 months to deliver. These companies have cancellation fees after 5 minutes, and they have restocking fees for any container that leaves the depot of where it's stored at. If it leaves and it comes back, you're getting a restocking fee. Everything that I'm saying is actually already on their website. It's a little link that says terms and conditions. You got to scroll to their website, go to the very bottom, and click on terms and conditions and read it for yourself. Read it slowly because it's confusing. It's elaborate, but they got every loophole covered to screw over their customers, and nothing they say, it has to be accountable. So anyways, let's get to the point here. This is a chunk of one of the shittiest companies in America that started about 5 years ago. And I copied and pasted this from their terms and conditions, and I want to kind of read it with you and kind of explain why it's so shady. So when I first started selling containers, nobody had warranties. And then I saw somebody that had a 12-month warranty. I was like, wow, that's crazy. I've never seen anybody do a 12-month warranty. And then you start researching that person's company, and he doesn't honor his warranties. He doesn't honor his warranties. He doesn't honor his warranties. I right then and there that knew that companies that offer warranties are totally lying to make sales. Okay? Well, that was 8-9 years ago. Well, now we have companies that are trying to say they have 25-year and lifetime warranties. And if you read their complaints, it's the same thing. They don't honor their warranties. They don't honor their warranties. Well, if you're at lifetime warranties, where does it stop? Well, it's got to the lifetime. It stops, okay? Well, what's next? Well, now we got companies saying we got 30, 60, 90-day full money back refunds. It's not. If they bring you out a container and the driver leaves and they have to come back and get that container, they're going to make that as hard as possible, number one. But number two, if they have to come back and get that container, you're going to lose 75% of how much you paid on the invoiced amount. So if you paid $4,000 for a container to be delivered, they're going to keep $3,000 of your money, and you're going to get $1,000 back, and now you don't have a container at all. So I'm reading all these terms and conditions. Every company has a different types of terms and conditions. Patriot Containers doesn't have terms and conditions. I don't create problems. I sell good containers and they're delivered on the right day. And I've told everybody the truth. So I avoid problems at all costs. And I don't need terms and conditions to protect myself from my words. My words are true. The reason these companies have terms and conditions on their website is because they don't believe in what you're being told, and they have to protect themselves from their own company. It's disgusting and it's gross, but hey, this is where we're at now, and I'm doing something about it on YouTube. So I want to read return policy. Return period. In case of an irreparable damage to the container, returns are accepted within 90 days of delivery. Okay. Condition. The container must be returned in the same condition as received. Any damage or modifications made after delivery will void the return policy. The first two lines, they're basically saying, hey, if it qualifies for our return policy, you have 90 days to do that. The second line is basically saying, if they think that you've done something to this container and it's not in the same condition, it voids their return policy. But it's going to get weirder. Shipping costs. The customer is responsible for all the return shipping costs. The customer must arrange the return by hiring a carrier. The company is not responsible for replacing the container if the customer accepts it. So basically they're saying, we're not going to come back and get your container. You have to return it at your own price, or how. And there's a huge possibility that if you had the container delivered by the company, you don't have a driver to do it. They're going to make this very difficult for you. The customer needs to coordinate return details with the company and return the container to a designated location specified by the company. Okay? And again, they're going to make it harder and harder and harder. You got to do this. 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 There's going to be so much that you can't actually do it. Okay? Refund process. Refunds will be processed within 3 business days after the customer confirms the return by emailing the email address and verifying that the return has been completed. The customer is responsible for providing the gate-in document from the depot as proof of return. This is where all their return policies turn to bullshit, and I'll tell you why. Every cargo container company that sells containers must purchase containers from a shipping line. If a company has delivered you a damaged or as-is container and it needs to come back to the depot, I deal with the shipping lines. It ain't coming back. You can't take a container and just bring it back in the gate. It has to have gosh dang it, I always forget this. It's a restocking number issued by the shipping line. So none of this in their terms and condition is stating that the company that sold it to you is going to issue you a restocking number. If you get a truck and load this thing on there and take it back to the depot, it ain't going back to the depot. And they're forgetting that major point right there. The customer is responsible for providing the gate-in document from the... So they're basically saying, we're going to deliver you a crappy container, but it's up to you to get that restocking number. Well, you can't call the shipping lines and get a restocking number. They deal with us. They don't deal with you guys. You don't have accounts with them. So right then and there is... They're basically saying, we could say this, but you can't get it done. Non-returnable items. Custom or modified containers and containers sold as is are not eligible for return. As is containers, the shipping lines aren't going to issue a restocking number for an as is container. These companies aren't telling you that they're selling you an as-is container. The only way to get a container with holes is by buying an as-is container. They sold you wind and watertight. They purchased you as is. They had a driver pull up and pick up a container. The release number that they have for the container is as is. The driver knows that the forklift operator ain't taking that thing back. That's the one you're getting because it says as is. He can't argue with a forklift operator. It's sold as is. There it is. Boom, done. And he picks up and goes, and that's what you get. To initiate a return, the customer must email our customer service team at the email and include the invoice number and pictures, front, back, left side, right side, inside the container, and the doors. Please specify the estimated return date as well. These companies are the reason why I'm making these videos. They can write all this stuff. I've read terms and conditions on another. This is shittiest company in America, #1, and the other one is #2. And the other one on #2, it says, we do this, and we do this, and we do this, and we do this, and you just keep reading. And at the very bottom, it says, all sales are final. We don't have to honor anything. And once you accept the container on your property, all sales are final and everything, you can't get your money back and you're stuck with this container. Well, then why did you list all this stuff? And at the very bottom, it basically says you don't have to do anything. It's like they're eating their own words and they don't believe in anything that they say. These companies sell one new and one used. And they tell you over the phone, if you care about the way your container looks, you have got to buy a new one. What is that saying about the used one that they're trying to push you to buy? The fact is, they sell new and they sell shitty. And they are not offering you the better containers that cost a little bit more. If they did that and they told the truth, they wouldn't have thousands of complaints on the internet. These companies have a 1-star rating on Yelp and nothing but complaints. And Yelp actually takes down their fake 5-star paid for reviews, and Google and Better Business Bureau does not. If you ever read the complaints on the Better Business Bureau on these crappy companies, it rarely says resolved. It says answered. So with the way Better Business Bureau works is these companies, they get a complaint. They don't have to fix the complaint. They just have to comment on it. And that's it. That's all Better Business Bureau requires. Just answer the customer. And so if you're reading the complaints and actually researching these companies, it just says answered. And it rarely says resolved. So look, guys, I like making these videos. I'm a genuine, honest person that wants to help people. And I'm doing something about addressing and exposing and whistleblowing how these companies are getting away with highway robbery, ripping off American citizens, and they just don't care. They literally don't care. They're scum-sucking leeches that lie out their teeth and get paid for it. And I have people that find my videos now, and they go, hey, everything I watched this video, I watched that video, I watched this video. You're right. Everything that you're saying is right. And I'll give you the tall tale signs of a shitty company. We're nationwide. We're the most reviewed. Lifetime and 25-year warranties. And if you don't like your container in 60 or 90 days, you can get a full refund. Well, guess what, guys? The warning signs are there. So I have customers that watch my videos. They actually talk to these companies. They're saying exactly with what I just told you. Then the customers go to their complaints and actually read the horror stories of what these companies do. And then, what was another one? And then going to their Yelp, go to their Yelp, see, go read their complaints, go listen to the warning signs. It's out there. These companies weren't around 10 years ago, but they're destroying an industry that could be a lot better. And they're just destroying it with lies and just slick sales that rip off customers, and there's nothing you can do about it. So that's the point of my videos, guys. Have a good one. read these terms and conditions, listen to with what they're saying, and read all their complaints. I don't care if you read complaints on Google. Read their lowest ratings on Google. Read their complaints on the Better Business Bureau. Go to their Yelp channel. They have a 1-star rating on Yelp. All right, guys, have a good one. Goodbye. Bye.